Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, let's get you started this morning with a look at the temperatures as you get ready to step out the door. Make sure you grab your hoodies and sweatshirts because, again, this morning, you will need them with these cooler temperatures that we have in place. Look at the numbers, 38 degrees in Logan, 40 degrees in Heber. We've had some 30s there in the Wasatch Back. It's 38 degrees in Vernal currently, mid-30s here as you get towards the West Desert, mid to upper 50s for our friends in southwest Utah, while we have the 40s and 50s for southeastern Utah. All right, let's look at your weather map. Clear skies across all of Utah this morning. You got to go down to New Mexico and Texas for where the closest weather disturbance is, and it will stay that way as we go throughout today. What we're really keeping a closer eye on is what's going on in the tropics. Now, we usually don't keep an eye on the tropics here. Of course, being in the Beehive State, we're pretty much far away from land, but in this case, we are watching Hurricane Priscilla. Now, you can notice the difference from yesterday to today, that this system already looks very different, and that's because that wind shear we told you about yesterday has started to take a toll on the storm, at least on the western side. So you can see it's lost a lot of its definition, especially on that western side, and you can see the winds have now come down to about 80 miles per hour. It's moving off to the northwest at 8, and the pressure's come up to 979 millibars. When the pressure rises, that lets us know the storm is also weakening a little bit. Now, we're watching this system because even though it will continue to weaken here over the next 24 hours, it's going to start to send that tropical moisture to the north, first across the Baja and then making its way into the southwestern parts of the country. So warming temperatures for us as we go throughout today here with that southwesterly flow kicking in. But then we get into the pattern where we're stuck between this upper level low off the west coast, area of high pressure that's stuck down to our south and east. And that allows for that tropical moisture to flow north and then northeast as we get into your Friday especially. And that means we're going to be seeing increasing rain chances and more active weather heading into the weekend for the Beehive State. Here's how it plays out on Futurecast. Again, no weather issues out there for us today. Lots of sunshine, just a couple of high, thin clouds trying to show up from time to time. But as we get into your Thursday morning, you'll start to see some isolated showers. Yeah, Thursday morning. That's how quickly the things change here south of I-70. And then in the afternoon, we'll see more increasing showers and storms across the south with a few isolated showers and storms up towards the Wasatch Back. And notice more widespread rain coverage across the entire state as we move into your Friday. Hey, look at these healthy rainfall totals once again across the area. We could see the potential of a ½ inch to an inch across the state, with some areas, especially south and east of I-70, picking up more like 1 to 3 inches of rainfall with the system. So there's a marginal risk of flash flooding as we get into your Thursday across the south. That gets elevated even more, though, by Friday as we see a higher chance with some of that heavier rainfall setting up. St. George, near 90 today with lots of sunshine, but those scattered storms arrive for your Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms likely Friday with highs only in the 70s. Hopefully we start to dry things out for the weekend here as we get towards the south. Otherwise, the Wasatch Front, mid-70s today, low 80s on Thursday. And then tropical moisture means rain likely Friday into Saturday. I know, terrible timing. All right, let's get a check on your traffic this morning as we get you out the door. You're going to be able to see quiet conditions out there with no major issues or hiccups showing up right now. Of course, it's still a little dark as sunrise is not until after 7:30 now. So we're continuing to keep an eye on things. Be careful in some of those school and pedestrian zones this morning just because we have those darker skies lasting for a little longer. We'll have more on your traffic and weather coming up. But for now, let's send it back to Matt and Alyssa.